I'm Tree, and this is Project Transparency. So just to warn you, you may hear the song of Kitty because he is impatient today and is confused that I'm talking to the little flat rectangle that I ignore him with. So I had definitely appear last Friday, and I'm still kind of, what's that thing called? Recovering from it. Not that it's taxing, it's just lots of anxiety, and I'm not necessarily good with people and the public, and I get really, really tired because of dealing with people. It's very emotionally exhausting for me. Honestly, that's part of the reason why I don't do a whole lot of formal teaching anymore. But I did have this weird thing happen to me yesterday. I had a piece up on Redbubble, link in the drawer, that is quite honestly looks like it came out of my Unnamed Friends series. But because I tagged it Welcome to Night Vale and All Hail the Mighty Glow Cloud, it got taken down. Which honestly, I understand. It's just kind of flummoxing to me. And I understand the entire motivation behind it. I may not agree with it, but I understand the motivation behind it. The funny thing is that if it hadn't had those two phrases on it, nobody ever would have guessed that this was in fact the glow cloud. It's right there on my wall, see? The pretty orange thing? So somewhere along the way I got noticed, but that's very strange to me. I don't know. I'm sorry, I get notifications off the over the top of the video, so sometimes I just kind of stop and read the notifications while I'm filming. That was somebody retweeting my Squee MCU piece on the fact that we get an Agent Carter series in the fall, which, yay! All the Squee in my little squid heart is very Squee. But yeah, I don't know. Wow, that's weird to point. Have feelings and thoughts on that, but ultimately it was probably some sort of very, very gray area potential copyright thing. If I hadn't had the phrases on it, nobody would have noticed. Ironically, those have never sold anywhere, and I don't think anybody likes them except me. On a less strange note, so I'm doing a sketch a day project, which I'll put like a link or something here to my Instagram where you can see it in a much more compressed form. It's like, it's all down in the drawer anyway. Random is random, but I found the cutest little toothless that growls. Seriously, that is one of the cutest things ever. He's so adorable. But I've been doing these pieces that are inspired by this photographer named Vyacheslav Mishinko, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. I'm sure I did. Not always so good at the pronunciation of names, even when they're things like Ba. But yeah, I've been doing things like, and then we get more into inspired by. And I just started to integrate some Steve Axford mushrooms into the composition. So it's kind of a synthesis of stuff that's coming, of inspirations that are coming from two photographers into an illustrative medium. Ultimately, it's more for me and teaching myself to draw better, because as a sculptor, I don't necessarily need to, do the thing where I draw well for anybody but myself. If I understand what I'm doing, and often I do not, then the drawing is good enough. But the sketch a day is really about teaching myself to be a better drawer, to chibi better, because I managed to get out of art school without taking like people drawing classes. Don't ask me how. It's one of those beautiful things that I think only I managed to do. And I've never really cared about it, but I do kind of wish I was a little better at figural drawing, so part of the sketch a day is also getting myself comfortable with attempting to do figural drawing, even if it is just in a manga, how you say that, aesthetic, and in a chibi aesthetic. So, yeah, that's been my exciting week. I have a Meet the Artist / New Quarter opening coming up on May 22nd at the Art Garage. It'll be from 5 to 8:30 when they kick us out, because sometimes we get really rowdy and we just kind of stay. But there'll be all sorts of, not all, but like 80% of the artists come to the thing, so you can meet artists and talk to them about their work and be very confused if you're talking to me about what I'm doing, because for some reason everybody's always confused about what I'm talking about. I swear to the thing high atop the thing, what motivates my art is actually not that complicated. For some reason, everybody thinks theory, autobiographical theory, economic theory, postmodern theory, all these theories are aesthetic theory, are really difficult to understand, and they're not. They're just another way to explain the world as we understand it. They're not a rewriting of the world. They're seeing patterns in the world and creating a language in which we can better describe them. It's kind of like science, but more with the philosophy than the science. If you haven't read Baudrillard's Simulation and Simulacra, you should. It's like this thick. It's brilliant. He uses Disney as like examples, so it's not like it's difficult to, get your head around, because they're examples you already know. And corollary to that, Fox and Murdoch in their infinite wisdom, because Neil deGrasse Tyson's, I can say his name, Cosmos has been so popular, they're giving Zizek a show called The Real, which, seriously, they should not let Zizek on TV, though I already love how snarky he is about the entire thing. So, yeah, that's the thing. I will see you guys next week. Commission prices should be going up soon. I was batting the kitty. And I'm thinking about, putting a PayPal on my Tumblr and my blog, because, if people want to support me. I also have these, fantastic postcards that I'm probably going to sell through my Etsy, because they are beautiful and brilliant, and they use a waterless printing method for sustainability. That's pretty cool. Alright. Toothless says, like, subscribe, and share. And tell me if you like the new video program I'm using. Or he may appear over my shoulder. You're not supposed to be up there. Come on. I know, I'm the most evil person in the history of ever. Down, please. I know. That was Morph being a visitor.